In museum halls and on cinema screens, the Megalodon has always worn the same face, a great white shark, enlarged until it could swallow a small boat, jaws frozen open in painted murals and plastic mounts. That image has shaped reconstructions for decades, yet it was never built from a skeleton. It was built from teeth. In 2024, a single fossil spine, pulled from the Miocene rock of Belgium, gave paleontologists a reason to take the whole shape apart and start again. Otodus megalodon swam the world's oceans from roughly 23 million to 3.5 million years ago. It is one of the most famous animals that ever lived, and one of the least understood. Sharks are built mostly of cartilage rather than bone, and cartilage rarely survives in the rock. What Megalodon left behind is teeth, some larger than a human hand, a scatter of vertebrae, and tiny mineral scales. No complete skeleton has ever been found. To rebuild an animal from teeth alone, paleontologists needed a living stand-in, and the great white became it. Both are large predatory sharks with broad, serrated, triangular teeth, so generation after generation scaled the great white up and treated the result as a working portrait. Even the size came from the teeth. By measuring crown height against the great white, Kenshu Shimada and others placed total length somewhere between 15 and 18 meters. In 2021, Victor Perez and colleagues tightened that estimate using whole tooth sets, rather than single crowns, and reached a maximum near 20 meters. But every one of those numbers was scaled from teeth, hung on the assumption that Megalodon was a great white writ large. That assumption reached its widest audience through Jack Cooper and Catalina Pimiento, whose 2020 and 2022 reconstructions gave Megalodon a full three-dimensional body for the first time. It became the Megalodon of the documentary, of the novel and film The Meg, of the poster on the bedroom wall, a stocky torpedo with a great white silhouette cutting through open blue water. That image held until someone looked closely at a single specimen. Among the rare pieces of Megalodon that survive is an associated column of vertebrae from the Miocene marine rock of Belgium, one of the most complete stretches of Megalodon spine known. And it carried a contradiction. Two earlier studies had measured the same column and arrived at two different lengths. One put the animal near 11.1 meters. The other, built on great white proportions, placed it closer to 9.2 meters, the same bones, almost 2 meters apart. In 2024, a team led by shark biologist Phillip Sternes, then at the University of California, Riverside, and paleobiologist Kenshu Shimada of DePaul University, set out to test which body could carry that spine. They scanned the entire vertebral column of a living great white and compared its proportions against the fossil. That is where the old picture breaks. Forced into a great white's stocky build, the fossil vertebrae come out too narrow to hold the muscle and weight that build demands. The spine would have buckled under the animal it was supposed to support. A slender spine meant a slender animal. To carry a body of that length, Megalodon had to be longer and leaner than the great white model allowed, its mass stretched along a more elongated frame. The paper, in the journal Palaeontologia Electronica, carried a careful title. White shark comparison reveals a slender body for the extinct megatooth shark. The animal used to build Megalodon for a century had become the evidence against it. One slender spine raised a question. If Megalodon was not a giant great white, what shape was it? In 2025, Shimada led a larger team back to that question. They measured the body proportions of 145 living shark species and 20 extinct ones, mapping how head, trunk, and tail divide the total length across the group. With those proportions, they could estimate the parts the Belgian fossil does not preserve, the head and the tail, from the part it does, the spine. What came back is not a scaled-up great white. It is closer to the lemon shark, Negaprion brevirostris, slender and streamlined, with a long body and a small head for its length. Applied to Megalodon, those proportions give the Belgian individual a head near 1.8 meters and a tail near 3.6 meters. Scaled to the largest teeth on record, the same method produces a maximum defensible length of 24.3 meters, a little over 80 feet. Sternes called that figure a ceiling, the largest size the present fossil record can reasonably justify, not a headline. At that length, the animal would have weighed around 94 tons, close to the mass of a large blue whale, the heaviest creature known to have lived. Megalodon was not shrinking, it was being redrawn. The same teeth that built the old giant now traced a longer, leaner, heavier predator whose shape had been borrowed from the wrong relative. A different shape means a different life. Cooper and Pimiento had already cast Megalodon as a transoceanic superpredator, able to cross whole oceans and take prey the size of a killer whale. The slender body sharpens that picture rather than softening it. A long, streamlined frame is the build of an efficient cruiser, not a short-burst sprinter. The team estimated a cruising speed between 2 and 3.5 kilometers per hour, no faster than a modern great white, but sustainable across enormous distances. That endurance fits another line of evidence. In 2023, a team led by Michael Griffiths and Martin Becker of William Patterson University tested whether Megalodon ran warm. Reading the chemistry locked inside fossil teeth through a method called clumped isotope thermometry, they found a body temperature well above the surrounding sea. Megalodon was regionally endothermic, partially warm-blooded, like the modern mako and the great white. A warm, slender, ocean-crossing hunter is a coherent animal. It tracked large prey through cold water and warm, and bite marks on Miocene marine mammal bones, described by Alberto Coloreda and colleagues, show it fed on whales and on smaller prey alike. None of this makes the animal less formidable. It is still the largest macro-predatory shark in the fossil record, a warm-bodied hunter at the top of the Miocene Ocean. The new work does not shrink the predator, it only redraws it. And every number in that new shape rests on one absence. No complete megalodon skeleton has ever been recovered. The head length, the tail length, the body mass, the slender form itself are all reconstructions built from a single spine and the proportions of living relatives. Shimada and his co-authors say as much, calling their figures tentative and data-driven, reference points to be tested if a fuller skeleton ever surfaces. The evidence suggests a slender animal. It does not yet prove one. What the work does settle is smaller and firmer. The stocky great white outline, the one on the museum mount and the film poster, was never confirmed by a skeleton, and the one substantial stretch of spine that exists does not fit it. That version can no longer stand as the default. The same biology that may explain Megalodon's size may also help explain its end. Around 3.5 million years ago, as the Pliocene oceans cooled and currents reorganized, the warm-bodied giant vanished. Research led by Robert Bosenecker placed the extinction in the early Pliocene and tied it to a changing sea, where cooling water, shifting prey, and rising competition from early great whites and ancestral killer whales pressed on an animal that was expensive to keep warm. A body built to cruise warm across open ocean is a costly thing to run when the ocean turns against it. The Megalodon on the poster, the great white grown monstrous, was always a placeholder. It stood in for an animal known almost entirely from its teeth, through the long wait for the rest of the body to appear. A single column of vertebrae from Belgium has now redrawn that placeholder into something leaner and stranger, a slender, warm-bodied cruiser the length of 2 school buses, still waiting for the skeleton that would confirm it. The teeth were never in doubt. The shape always was. And for the first time in a century, that shape is being built from the animal itself, not from its nearest living echo. Till the next find, this is Bone Atlas.